And a nod from the producer says we're back live on the air again. We have as our guest this morning at Viewpoint, Kendall, fine arts instructor at Lincoln College. We were just, before we signed off for the break, Ken, we were talking about, historically, we've been a great two-year institution.
Yes.
And that's our mission, to get youngsters ready to move on.
Absolutely.
But now, we've got such great administration here at our school now.
Absolutely.
And with their help and the Fine Arts Department, we're moving into another phase of education. Would you address yourself to that just a minute, please, Ken?
Absolutely. This year marks the first time that the theater program is actually graduating seniors from the four-year baccalaureate theater program. So we have moved beyond 2 years in theater and now offering a full BA in theater, which they offer bachelor's degrees from the normal campus of Lincoln College, but we're the first program back on the Lincoln campus to offer this. It's exceedingly exciting. Kind of setting a precedent for other programs on campus to actually go into the four-year format. We actually had a meeting yesterday. Environmental sciences is being talked about, digital arts, teacher education. Some of these may be popping up within the next few years, and we are excited. These kids, we're graduating 5 seniors from the theater program this year, and they're all raring to go. Some of them are moving up to Chicago. They've got some internships set up. They're going right into the business. Others are going to St. Louis and all that. But they have work lined up, and they're going to go out and start doing their profession right now. And that's our hope.
That is so great for a kid, whatever profession they're going into, to be able to hit the ground running.
So it's another tool that we're offering at Lincoln College for the advancement of one's career.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of different ways that they, for instance, up at the normal campus, we have a great emphasis on adult education, working with folks who are working every day in the work world, but are availing themselves of the opportunities there at the normal campus to take extra credits and work towards their degrees or advanced degrees. So that's kind of our mission here at Lincoln.
Absolutely.
And as I alluded to a minute ago, we've got just a great gentleman in charge with Dr. Jonathan Astroff.
He's marvelous.
Another thing that I'd like to just briefly, before I do that, let's address the brochure that you have in your hand, Mrs. Busby, because that alludes to our guest here this morning and what we're doing.
Well, I'm so glad to see you'll not be spending your whole summer on yard work.
Yeah, my wife might like otherwise, but we're not.
Well, on the contrary.
That's true.
I think she must be in favor of this, since Stephanie Meir is your wife.
Yes, she is.
And you and she will be working together for the Parks and Recreation Department.
Yes.
And I'm so glad to see that. I think that's great. And this isn't just for little kids at all.
No,
this is for people. Not that kids aren't people, Bill. Okay? Don't
you just got the stink eye on that.
But, at any rate, you can learn all the angles of theater and then have a presentation, and all the aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas and what have you are invited to come and see this.
Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit about how you're going to approach this, if you could.
We are still actually in the planning stages on the specifics, but we're offering 2 classes through the Lincoln Park District this summer. The first one actually is for the younger members of the family. I think it's from ages 6 to 12. And we're going to be covering some basics of theater. We're going to be using a lot of improvisational activities. You know, help kids just think in more creative manners, how to use their body to tell a story, and just learn to interact with bigger groups and things like that. And again, something you were talking about, Bill, just help with confidence, help with poise, even to get introduced to it at that young age. It makes a difference.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And let's face it, it's going to be fun. They're going to come home tired, which you're welcome in advance, folks, for tiring out your children for you.
But you know, excuse me, Judy, go ahead.
You know, when my kids were in the community theaters children's program, we were camping. Of course, it was summertime, and there we were. And my youngest made her debut barefoot because we couldn't find any shoes. But nobody seemed to care.
Of course not.
No, it just happened to fit in.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience for them, and they had a whee of a time.
Oh,
They were excited about it.
I bet.
And I know these kids who take advantage of this will be too.
Well, we hope so. Yeah, but as you were saying, the second program we're offering is actually, it's a little bit older. And at the end of the week, we're actually going to be putting on a small production, so aunts, uncles, mothers, fathers, all those can come and see the play, and the kids will actually have a tangible product that they have produced over a week's time, and they will be working on the costumes, working on the set, on the props, every aspect that we have access to out of the Lincoln Park District. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the kids will have a great time, and we're very excited about it, both my wife and I.
It's fun, too, I think, for kids to be somebody else.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like when you were a little boy and you were the happy snowman.
Yeah.
On crutches.
Yes.
But at any rate, it's fun to be somebody else.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that gives you confidence because you get to strike out as somebody else who nobody knows anyway.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it works and you think, hey, all right, this is good.
Yeah. And this is a wonderful way for the kids to engage their imagination. And with TV and video games being so popular right now, kids don't have a lot of opportunity to engage their imagination fully. So this is one of the things that theater has done well for 5,000 years. Been engaging your imagination. That's a skill that we need. You got to be able to use your imagination.
Well, and you're so right. In today's world, they don't exercise it. They don't even go out so much and play and organize snake catching ventures and things.
No.
Yeah. And it's just a sadness. This is darn good for kids.
I think so.
Break out of their mold.
Absolutely.
You bet.
What were you going to say, Bill?
Well, as a fabric of life, you know, was it old Bill Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage?
Yeah. Men and women merely players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, prior to their arrival at any college, Berkeley College or any other school, youngsters who participate in their speech and drama and debate teams are, again, learning those basic skills. As important as athletics are, and they are, and
absolutely.
And I'm a great athletic supporter, and don't anybody convolute that word into anyway.
I wasn't going to say it, Bill. That's actually our motto in theater: if you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter.
No, seriously, they're very important, and they're in fabric of high school life.
Oh yeah.
But those who cannot do that, and there are others who can't, many. If they involve themselves in the speech, debate, and drama and that type of thing, they're getting a full flavor of the life, and it helps them then as they move on to the next educational level, or if they don't go into school.
Yeah.
It's still, they learn some things, as we were alluded to a while ago, little confidence and poise.
Absolutely.
I think Bill hit it on the head, though, to involve yourself, no matter whether you're going to be with the children's group that you'll be working with or with the adults group. To involve yourself is very important, and this is a wonderful outlet.
I think so. Yeah.
People don't seem to want to be involved anymore.
Judy got this latest information on a flyer from the Recreational Park District here.
That's right.
They've got a lot going on this summer.
Yes,
They've got a full program, and I'd urge the listeners to take a look at the flyer that will arrive on their front step this morning about the Park District and all they have planned. They really do a great job.
Well, we're going to have them out pretty soon, too.
Yeah, very soon.
To read the book to us.
Absolutely. And if you haven't been out there, it's a wonderful facility.
Oh, gosh, yes. Oh, my Bill is out there every day.
Oh, okay.
Except Wednesday mornings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm out there lifting 300 pounds.
Attaboy. Well, it shows. 30. You're filling out that shirt.
30.
Well, yeah,
300.
That little leg between 30 and 300
the eyes. I just can't tell the difference how many zeros there are on those.
Not that heavy. This is nice.
Back to Lincoln College. We got something great going on out here that has to do with the new Environmental Educational Center.
Oh, my
Dennis Campbell, we've had Dr. Dennis Campbell. We've had him up here before. He's so enthused. And it just does such a great job in his department. And this is kind of a brainchild and a baby of his. And we'll soon be working on that. And I just kind of want to alert the folks in the community to watch for information as it comes on. Lincoln College Outdoor Center for Environmental Education. And it's going to be a good baseball throw from here. Oh, good baseball throw from here. But over on Sugar Creek. And I'm just delighted for Dr. Campbell that is coming to fruition. It's a dream of his. It's going to be a great thing.
Oh yeah, I've only known Dennis for about a year now. I'm still really new here, but the man is giddy.
Yeah.
He is giddy when he talks about this. He lights up like a Christmas tree. It's really cute.
Yeah, but just think of the boost that he must have gotten when his student stepped on that mammoth task. I mean, really.
And that young man's now a young father. He's out in life. It's hard to believe.
Time marches on.
It does.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. That's what I was understood, that he's married, and I heard that he had a youngster. So
I'm sure.
My golly, it was only yesterday we had him in here.
Yeah.
Tell us your when you start with your youngsters, when they first come on campus next September, late August.
Yeah, late August.
And are you in contact with some of them already? Of course, the returning sophomores, you're. What about the incoming freshmen? How do you make contact with them to see if they have interest in your department?
Yeah, a couple of ways, actually. The first is we're a member of what's called the ITA, Illinois Theater Association, which spans theater programs all the way from junior high up through the college level. And they hold a big conference every year. This year it was in Urbana-Champaign on the campus of U of I, and we went there. There were about 3,000 high school students that were in attendance. All of them are interested in doing something with theater in college. And they had auditions. And there were, I think we saw about 400 actors audition for about 30 different programs around the state and in surrounding states as well. And I got in contact with the ones that I thought were exceptional out of that group, and we've been in contact. They were actually on campus a few weeks ago to audition for us and tour our facilities and meet Mr. Holden and kind of talk about their plans. So some of them will be joining us in the fall, which is exciting. Another way, when someone fills out an application at Lincoln College, they put on there if they have an interest in the fine arts, and from there we contact them and get them involved. But to be quite honest, how we get a lot of our students is people who come to Lincoln College and are not necessarily aware that there is A, theater program, or B, a 4-year theater program. And they come and see a show, and they learn a little bit about what's going on, and then they stop us in the hall, and they say, how do we get involved? We didn't know that this existed. How do we get involved? We actually had 3 people yesterday who are current Lincoln College students. 2 of them are athletes, and they want to change their major and become part of the 4-year theater program.
Really?
They didn't know that it existed before they got there, and that's something we're hoping to improve. Just visibility has been a little bit small of late, but yeah, that's how we get a good deal of our students.
That's very encouraging, though.
Yeah.
But in fact, it's kind of like athletics. You actually do a little recruiting in advance.
Oh yeah,
as Coach Whiteman does.
Yeah, we're trying to get the best of the best, and we're just starting to figure out where we fit in the grand scheme of Illinois theater, because we're not an ISU and we're not a U of I. We're a much smaller program, and we'd like to keep it that way. A lot more hands-on, and we offer a generalist degree, so our students get to learn about every aspect of theater. So when they leave, they will have worked on stage and backstage and up in the booth. They will have done design. They will have done directing. They will have worked publicity. So when they leave, they'll be well equipped to do basically anything, whether it's in the theater or not. But they know how to solve a great deal of problems. But our students, I mean, we have in the theater program, it's about an 8-to-1 ratio of students to teachers. So we know your name. And we know what you've been doing.
Yes.
And we encourage you. And anything you want to try, we will let you do it. We have students who wanted to direct. I'm like, great. Okay, what do you want to direct? What can we do to help?
For you.
And it's
That's
nice.
Great.
Ken, what was your reaction when you first saw our physical plant facility in the Johnson
I was
Center?
so happy.
Of course, we're pretty proud of that.
It's a beautiful,
I think rightfully so.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous facility. Is it perfect? No theater is.
Well,
but it's the Meyer main stage, the big 300-seat proscenium, is it's a gem. It's gorgeous. No bad seats, plenty of room, pretty much up to date. I mean, you have everything you'd find in a theater, typical in Chicago or one of the smaller houses in New York. This is what people are going to be working with. And the Hostick Theater, which is the smaller black box theater, is so exciting. Because I worked in Chicago as an actor for 5 years, and that's the kind of space you'll be working in. If you work at places like Stage Left or any off-loop theater, Stage 773, any of that, that's the type of venue you're going to be working in. And there's no separation between performer and audience. You are right there. As an audience member, you're going to get sweat on you. And that's good. That's good. Art, this isn't sacred stuff here. It's theater. You got to get a little bit dirty with it.
Well, in that type venue, I would think that would be even more encouraging to the actor and actress because you could feed off that.
That's the idea. Yeah. And it is. The students love performing in that space. Absolutely. And yeah, because the audience, I mean, that's the important part of live theater. The audience is live. The actors are live. And they do feed off of that. And you're right. With them being so close, it's a constant exchange of energies.
Yes.
And it's thrilling. It really is. Yeah.
I've had the fun of interacting with some of the parents who come down to watch their youngsters on stage. And there are some proud parents, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
And they should be. Their students are doing great work down here.
Some of them make a pretty good trip to come down here, and
they do.
It's not a short drive for some of them.
No.
And they're beaming.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch them because we do have, I think we're a little bit biased about our attitude about our facilities here.
We are.
But and also it endures to the benefit of the community to have that facility there.
Absolutely.
For instance, the old Lincoln College, the old community theater productions, a great venue for them.
Yeah.
And it brought more people in from the community to get to look and see what we have to offer there as far as a physical plan is concerned.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, we're very proud of what we have. Yeah.
Now, I was reading in the Park District booklet that everybody got today.
Which is very well put together, by the way.
Yeah, they do nice work.
They do.
Yes, they do. You and Stephanie have over 30 years of experience between you. Well, that must start from when you were Happy the Snowman.
Yeah, she started at about the same age that I did.
Did she?
Yeah.
And you gave up your hope then to be one of the Pittsburgh Steelers at that time?
I was going to be a Denver Bronco.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Which is sad. I should have
still having you out in Pennsylvania.
I met John Elway.
Did you really?
He was actually a really nice guy.
Was he?
He was.
Good.
Not
all are jerks. Some few are.
No, some are jerks, but no, John Elway was very gracious. And just, he actually came to our class, so he was very much kind of the parent mode at that point. He was great, though.
To which position did you aspire to play?
I was going to be a right guard or a right tackle on the offensive line. That's what I played.
He's too small for that, Jim.
Hey! I didn't know that at the time.
You didn't know it then.
I was in Steamboat Springs. I was one of the biggest guys in school.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'd be like my brother. He tried out for football, and he came home and he told my mom that he was the fastest runner on the team, and she said, "That is wonderful." And he said, "I have to be. If those big guys catch me, they'll kill me."
Yeah, that encouraged you to move a little quickly.
That's called incentive.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we're coming down to the end of this academic year, and once again we'll be sending forth some kids who will go on to further their education. Some are going to go into the workplace, and some, unfortunately, are going to be out there scrolling around looking for jobs.
It's true, and that's unavoidable right now.
In today's times.
Yeah.
But at least we have, I don't say we, the staff has prepared them to make those efforts.
We hope.
And we appreciate very much your being with us this morning, Ken.
Well, it's lovely to be here.
Lincoln Community Theater's Performing Arts program. We're very enthused about it here.
Yeah.
And the lady who stays at my house, who's also been with me for 62 years almost, is really, really enthused with Kenny's appearance here. And she just has so much respect for Ken and Marty and Diane and
Scott.
Yeah. Scotty Woger.
That's right.
So I'd like to urge the folks to keep abreast of what's going on out there at the Lincoln College. If they have productions going on at the Johnson Theater, be sure and show up out there.
Absolutely. If I may interject for just 1 second.
Please.
Our last production of next year is actually going to be, we have a 10-minute play festival coming up, but one of the things to involve the community more is we're going to be holding a playwriting competition, open to the community. If you have a talent for writing or would like to give it a try, keep on the lookout for an advertisement for this, but we're looking for community members, and it doesn't have to be from Lincoln, but anybody who wants to submit their own 10-minute play. If we like it, we're going to produce it on stage. So look for further announcements, and there'll be news about that later this year and also in the fall. But if you have a talent, why don't you contact me? 217-732-3155, extension 283, and we'll help you with it. But we want to get you involved.
Well, on behalf of Diane, Scott, and Marty, we appreciate your presence here with us. We always try to close Viewpoint with some saying pertinent to the subject of the day. And I found this one says, the only thing worse than hearing people come in while play is going on is hearing them going out. Thank you for Viewpoint.